When you say the name Joan Cronan anywhere in the state of Tennessee, the word success always is included in the superlatives. The 2020 Dave Dixon Leadership Award and membership in the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame are now part of a host of other honors for Cronan after more than 5 decades of college coaching and administration, including the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame and the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame.
Joan has been honored by many Hall of Fames for her outstanding career, but this honor, I'm sure, is special because of her roots here in this state. Joan certainly has leadership skills. Tennessee was one of the few athletic departments in the nation with a separate men's and women's program when Joan was hired as the Lady Vol Athletic Director. While heavily involved in the growth of women's sports, Joan also served on numerous NCAA committees that shaped the course of both men's and women's sports. Joan had a voice at the table and used it to better college sports.
I recall giving a talk on leadership a few years back and speaking about how important it was for leaders to have strong character. And the example I used in that part of the talk was Joan, because character was always first and foremost to her. She wanted to make sure that her coaches and her staff and everyone in the athletic department always conducted themselves with character and class. And that was paramount.
Her relationship with legendary Lady Vols coach, the late Pat Summitt, and a host of well-recognized coaches under her guidance produced 10 total NCAA titles and 24 Southeastern Conference championships from 1983 to 2012.
Off the court, Joan and Pat also fought the battles that smaller schools or schools without the money couldn't to help promote women's basketball. Pat would play anybody, anywhere, if it meant it would promote the game. Joan made sure that her school and others around the country took women's basketball and women's sports seriously. Their efforts continue to pay off today.
I think what made Joan Cronan so special at her job at Tennessee was her ability to always look for a solution. She was a problem solver. Now, some people would say no to new ideas or to different situations. Joan tried to find a suitable compromise. Her first response wasn't no, it was, how can we get this done? Joan's always had a positive attitude about things, and she believes in favorable outcomes. And she earned the nickname of Pollyanna, and rightfully so. She always saw the glass as half full, and along those lines, I think she understood how important it was to have a good relationship with the men's athletic director and men's sports. She wanted what was right for women's sports, but not at the expense of men's sports.
Cronan was the first winner of the NCAA's prestigious Pat Summitt Award for positively influencing college athletics. The NCAA cited Cronan's involvement in increasing women's sports from 7 to 11 and generating millions of additional dollars annually in support of women's athletics. And during her tenure, the women's graduation success rate was a lofty 93%.
I often talk to her about being from Louisiana. Now, what we loved about Louisiana, the food, our families, the lifestyle. She often talked about growing up in Opelousas and challenged folks in Tennessee to spell her hometown. And I know she was fond of Northwestern State and Dr. Bobby Alois. And so to be honored in a town that's harder to spell than Opelousas, which is Natchitoches, that means the world to Joan Cronan.